Hatfield in Hertfordshire is worst hit. 1,500 jobs will go at the company's commercial aircraft factory, the town's biggest employer. Sharon Doughty assesses the commercial and human cost the town will pay.
Towards the back end of that.
The redundancies were announced by British Aerospace managers at a press conference at Hatfield this morning. Staff at the Hatfield plant are worst hit by the news. There, 1,470 jobs are to go as the company moves final assembly of its 146 model to Woodford in Manchester. Other redundancies in the Thames area are at Stevenage, where 500 workers are to lose their jobs. Managers blame the world recession and the backlash of the Gulf War for the cuts.
We are determined that we're not going to be hostages to fortune. We're not in the risk business. We need to get our business into a position that it is competitive and profitable, whatever the dollar exchange rate is.
Workers at the Hatfield plant said today they were bitter but not surprised at the news.
There's a lot of small companies that are going under, and so they can't afford to keep all these people on, I suppose.
Well, you never believe it till you hear it, do you?
Well, it's very sad, but it's one of those things that happens, I suppose.
There was no news today of exactly whose job is to go, but managers have made it clear that the majority of the redundancies will be amongst aircraft support staff. They say they'll be meeting with the unions over the next few weeks, but it's believed the majority of the redundancies will be made within 3 months. 50-year-old Fred Taylor has worked for British Aerospace at Hatfield for 34 years now. His wife also has a job there. Today's news leaves them with little hope for the future.
Well, it's been a family business. I mean, there's granddads, grandmas, sons, daughters, nieces, nephews. They've all worked there at some time. Some have gone away when we've had problems like this before, but they've always come round. I mean, I can't see any future there at all now.
It's a very black day for Hatfield. Remember, Hatfield was built on the aircraft industry. Many fine aircraft have been designed, built and manufactured here, and today we actually see the loss of the production of aircraft in Hatfield.
Councillors say they'll be meeting with British Aerospace to try to minimise the damaging effect of the redundancies on the town. Sharon Doughty in Hatfield.
Aerospace workers march against job losses. And Jack Charlton's team
Plan for the industry's future. Jack Dromey,
They say the government should be helping defence contractors to adjust to changes in the industry following the end of the Cold War. Kate Barker has this report.
The latest announcement of nearly 1,500 job losses at British Aerospace's Hatfield division came hard on the heels of the planned closure of its Kingston plant, where 2,000 jobs will go. So workers from Hatfield and Kingston joined thousands of others at Westminster to protest at what they see as unnecessary job losses. They believe the redundancies will be compulsory rather than voluntary, and that jobs in the southeast are being shed because the company wants to relocate to the north where costs are lower. The union representative at Hatfield said the government should intervene to save the jobs.
There needs to be a political awareness. The government have got to accept that with the cutback in defence, diversification is required in British factories. From regards our own situation, what we're seeking to do is to stop the company offloading work, putting work overseas, and ensure that that work goes into our factories.
That's the message workers went to put to local MPs, and it's one the Labour Party supports, according to its trade and industry spokesman.
What we're seeing is a massive hemorrhage of jobs. Jobs of workers who are highly skilled, committed, dedicated and well trained. And it is tragic not just for the individuals themselves, but for the families and for the effect on the local economy and services if these jobs are allowed to go.
The government said the decision is a commercial one for British Aerospace, but that won't stop the company's employees continuing the campaign to save their livelihoods.
More news now.